Hello, my name is Sean. Welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Cadillac, but not just any Cadillac, but the new Cadillac Lyriq. Now, I'm going to give my initial thoughts on this car's design. I'm going to give you some of the specs. I'm going to give you the price, and then whatever happens after that happens. Now, Cadillac has been known to give us some of the most amazing concept cars ever, and then delivering some lackluster cars afterwards. I don't know why Cadillac does this, getting our hopes up just to crush it, but that's something they like doing consistently. Now, when I initially seen the teaser for this cars, they only showed the headlights. I was like, okay, this is a Cadillac. This is going to be a great looking car. The fact that it's an EV doesn't really bother me. But then it comes to behold that this car is going to be a crossover. Okay, I'm more of a sedan type of guy, but I don't have a big family, I don't have any children, so I can kind of see why they went with this direction. And there aren't that many crossover EVs out as of yet. Okay, so then they show the actual design, and the front end is amazing, spectacular. You really couldn't ask for anything more. Then the side profile, okay, that's getting a little good, and then it turns all the way around to the rear half, and it's like, what the hell is this, Cadillac? What were you thinking when you put that monstrosity onto the back of this, okay looking car, and then you just said, screw it, we're gonna do this to the end of it? It's like, why do you guys keep doing this? And with these new cars, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's mind boggling. And then there's the name Lyriq. And to me, that isn't really a name for a Cadillac. That's the name of, like a Chrysler. The Chrysler Lyriq. It sounds cute, it sounds cheap, it sounds affordable. And the reason behind this naming from Cadillac is because the name Cadillac has been in more lyrics to music than any other car brand. Now, I'm not a musicologist, but I think it's been a few years since anybody has made songs referencing Cadillac. And it doesn't really fit Cadillac's nomenclature because the Escalade is currently the only car that doesn't have, a lettered name. CTS, CT5, ATS, CT4, stuff like that. The Escalade is the only car that hasn't been lettered down. So don't be surprised in a few years after Cadillac does a focus group and they decide to change the name to the LTE or something like that. Now, the way I do these videos, I start going off the cuff and then I start ranting when I get really excited. So I probably didn't tell you guys that this car is actually an EV. Now, I don't have a problem with EVs at all. And this is actually Cadillac's first EV. Now, you probably thought the ELR was an EV, but it wasn't. It was a hybrid based on the Chevy Volt. Not a bad looking car, just probably a little too expensive for its time. The only downside I can see from the EV-ness of this car is its weight. But this is supposed to be a luxury SUV, not a sports SUV like you would think a Urus or something like that. And the one thing I do really like about this car is the interior design. Now, I don't know if it's been a downgrade or they have a different package that gives you more in the interior because the current pictures they have online look a little more simplistic, not as nice as the interior that was showed for the concept cars. I don't know if that's gonna come later or if it's an option. I'm just saying that is a bit of a disappointment if they downgraded that. No, I do expect a little more luxury from a Cadillac and less tech. It's just something you would expect from a company like Cadillac, something to be on tier with or almost on tier with Mercedes-Benz and a lot less like Tesla. Now, let's get to the part of the video you actually care about, the specs. This car has 340 horsepower and is powered by a motor on the rear axle. Now, this car is supposed to also have about 300 miles of range. Not bad, but not great. And the starting price for this car is around $63,000. Now, there will be a all-wheel drive 500 horsepower version of this car coming later on, maybe a year after the initial release. And they haven't said how much range that car is going to produce. I'm just going to assume it's going to be a little less. And this all-wheel drive version of the car is going to cost around $65,000. Now, if you're like me, you're probably going to wait for the more powerful version of the car to release. And no, I don't know if there's going to be an extended range version of this car or a V version of the Lyriq. That's for future me to let you guys know. And I'm waiting for this car to actually come out so I can see what the interior qualities are actually like, and if possibly drive it and see if it's actually a good driving car. Until that happens, I won't be giving a review or my full opinion on the car, other than the fact that the front is amazing looking. It's just when this car gets turned around, that's when stuff starts to get a little bit ugly, to say the least. So if you like this video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you want to see what I got planned next, come see what I got planned next. Got a lot of store for the channel. Really want you guys to be there with me. And with that said, I'll catch you later.